Right, I've arrived at Barton Mills, everyone. It's likely to pour with rain, so I'm having to have the umbrella up. But us passionate family tree people, it doesn't really stop us. So this is Barton Mills. I couldn't find anywhere to park in Mildenhall, but I'm going back there. What I can remember, there was more here than at the other place. So this is a very small video. And here we've got a nice plaque. Barton Mills Millennium Walk. The Church of St Mary is the oldest and most notable building in the village. The earliest parts of the present building date from the 12th century. And there was probably a wooden cross here in Saxon times. Yeah, so this is Barton Mills, where we've got people buried. I don't know if it's Briggs's, but Barton Mills, once known as Little Barton or Barton Parva. Yeah, at one time. Right, so this is a nice little plaque. I'm going to take a picture of it over and over. Short video. I've done some on the Canon. I parked on the road a minute ago and then realised this car parking space was here. So I've just got off the road because you're more likely to get banged. Here's like a village hall here where they do coffee up to 12 in the morning. So I'd come this morning and I could have had a coffee in there. Now I'm carrying the umbrella because I nearly got soaked a minute ago. I've been inside the church and videoed, so I managed to get that done on the Canon. Don't know what it turned out like. And now I'm out in the graveyard where I know we've got people in our tree. I think they might be Briggs's. I can't remember. Seriously, I can't remember who they are from the past. From 20 years ago, I found them. But now I'm here for the Browns and the Brooks. I'm here for the Browns and the Brooks. I found some Browns at West Row a minute ago, which is just 2 miles up the road. And so I'm just going to look to see if I can. I'm just doing a little bit of scanning. Obviously, they go back before there'll be very, very few graves from 300 or 400 years ago. I mean, the ones that would be here. If they've got a burial plot, you can usually find out where they are, you know, or if you can make out some of it. But to be quite honest, these are so caloplacid, that means covered in ivy and lichen, and that you can't make it out unless someone is actually, who's alive now, decided to you know, help the grave repair. So what I'm doing now, I'm not going to keep this video running for long. We're at Barton Mills, just up the road from Mildenhall, where I had great difficulty finding anywhere to park. So I decided to come straight here. And there's good parking. I don't know where you can park in. I didn't even see a parking sign, like, you know, where you can go and park or anything. And there was it was busy, so you don't feel like you can sort of stop. There's a last grave there. We've got people there. I think some Isaacsons married some lasts from Wickhambrook. That's a place I haven't been to for a long time. Wickhambrook. So what I'm doing now, I'm just going to go up the rows while it's not raining, and I'll come back on if I find anyone. But look at this beautiful church, Pebble Dash Church of Barton Mills, St Mary. Right. Over and out. My storage card is supposed to be working now. I've been in there, so I've come over here to just record these on the mobile. So here we've got William the beloved son of Will and Sarah Ann Sizer, who died June the 5th, 1875, aged 20. For me, something, and to die is gain. I don't know. Then we've got sacred to where I know these sizers are in my tree. Sacred to the memory of Mary Ann Sizer, who died May the 3rd, 1870, aged 62. And there is a thing down the bottom there. I'll come back and take a picture of it. Then in memory of Hannah, wife of William Sizer, who died May the 14th, 1844, aged 64. And then William, also William Sizer, who died May the 5th, 1816, aged 69 years. Now I've got these in the past, these Sizer graves, and I've got an audio when I went in the church. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn off because this was set up to take my photos, because what the phone is saying is that I've hardly got any room and I've got to get rid of stuff, or it's not going to save anything for me. I've already paid out loads of money to Google to save me more stuff, so I don't know what's going on. But all I know is that I don't even know if it's going to save these that I'm doing now, and I'm going to check. I'm just going to take some pictures. Over and out a minute. Right, having fun and games with the mobile. Not sure if anything I've taken is going to be saved, because it keeps telling me I've got very little space and storage, whereas I've been just recently updated my payment in 2 areas, and I've freed up loads and loads of stuff. I don't know where they're coming from, and they won't let me store on my card. It's getting very, very annoying, like it's sabotage, because they want to keep charging me more money for storage. I've already got loads. Anyway, I've just done all this with the mobile, and in my photo file album it's showing them. But I need to get them onto the laptop and disk as soon as possible. They have to go on the laptop first, and then they can go on the disk. So anyway, I did find a couple of browns up there, and various different people over there. I just don't feel like doing it all again. I think I've reached the end for today. What I'm going to do is drive back through Milden Hall and just see look at that, folks. That's devil's claws. You get these on Sand Bay Beach. That's devil's claws. Quite a few in here. I'll keep them, because if you imagine, once the sea and everything used to come in to places like up here, probably. I was reading about one place, and it used to have they used to have fishing and all sorts, and then it all dried up. So devil's claws, wherever this has come from, you can always tell them, because they have a rounded back like that and then hollow, and that's a tiny one. I found one once before, and I was up north somewhere. I found one in the middle of a field. It was amazing. Yeah, I'll keep those 2 for Barton Mills. Yeah, amazing. And now I'm just going to go over here to our Sizer graves that I have. There's a Briggs there, by the way. I've taken a photo once again. Don't know whether it'll turn out, or they'll get rid of it. They're saying I've got no room for storage. It's rubbish. So I'm just going back. There's an Alan Briggs over there. I've just taken photos of him. And then here we have the Sizer graves. In memory of Hannah, wife of William Sizer, died May the 14th, 1844, aged 64. Also William Sizer, who died May the 5th, 1846, aged 69. They were about the same age, these 2. They're in my tree. Now this one's been protected. Someone's put some iron brackets on that. sacred to the memory of Mary Ann Sizer, who died May the 3rd, 1870, aged 62. They all died sort of in May, didn't they? She died in 1870, he died in 1869. They could have been brother and sister, these two. Or, and there is a... I've taken a photograph of this inscription to blow up on the computer, but I don't know what's happening with my mobile. In memory of William, the beloved son of Will Sarah Ann Sizer, who died June the 3rd, 1875, aged 20 years. So he was a youngster. Maybe he had a farming accident or something, which was probably quite common. There was no health and safety back then. So it's right behind it is this lovely tall fern tree, looking very elegant and tall with the blue sky and the big rain clouds above it. I've got my Mac on and I'm in a winter jumper. The weather is so changeable today. Absolutely unbelievably changeable. So I'm doing another little video. This camera's lasting quite well today. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh yeah, there was a brown over here. A recent brown, 2021. In loving memory of Patricia Ann Brown, 1929 to 2020, and George Harry Brown, 1927 to 2021. Much love, parents, grandparents and great-grandparents, always in our thoughts. So that could be a connection, because it's brown. And they are here. Some of the Browns and Brookses came to West Row, and they came to Barton Mills, and this is Barton Mills, by the way, just to remind ourselves. So I've done this in my third church today, and I'm just going to go over to the other Browns over here and coming back, just in case the mobile hasn't saved them, which would be a disaster. So we've got Richard Brown, in loving memory of Richard Brown, who died... Oh, so hard to read this one. This is really hard, this one. It looks like he was only 33. Also his wife, who died October the 9th, 1972, aged 95. So he could have died, looks like 1934. But I have taken a photo of it and I'll blow it up later. Because she's 90. How old is he? 33. He could have been in the war. He might have died in the war. A lot of men died in the war. Lots and lots of men. And then here we've got in loving memory our dear wife and mother, Violet Joyce Brown, taken from us 25th of October 1955, aged 36. God, she was young, wasn't she? What's that say? Shadows fall, and there's nobody else there. And she died young, didn't she? 36. That's young, even for back then. That's young. So we got some gorgeous views of the church from here. I'm going to take some more photos in a minute. So I didn't find any more old Browns, or I didn't find any Brooks at all. Here at Barton Mills, didn't find any, but that doesn't mean they weren't here, because they'd taken all... Oh, it's ringing, look. 2 o'clock. We're doing quite well, Sheil. We've got time for Mildenhall. Lovely church. I'm going to turn off now and take a picture of it.